Hariom. First of all, I would like to offer my gratitude to all my gurus, those who have all taught me. Guru Shishya relationship. Children, think for a moment. Is there anything that we do well with confidence or any amount of mastery that has not been taught to us? If for every perfect act in the world, in any activity, we need the guidance of an instructor, we can very well understand the need for a guru in every path. The Guru-Shishya relationship is unavoidable. Every great master has been under the guidance of a teacher. It is not true to say that we can reach the goal just through books. A teacher is necessary, but we have to understand very carefully. The role of a guru is to make disciples think clearly, freely, and help them to understand the mysteries about themselves and of the world. His words are the least part of his teaching. The effect of his life is always out of all proportion to the words he speaks. Though he does not transform his disciples all at once into spiritual and intellectual gains, his life and teachings have lasting influence on their evolving minds. A guru does not condition the minds of his disciple by the walls of his own ideas, but points out to them new and untried realms of contemplation. In fact, we only tries to paint in words his blissful experience of truth and the path that led to it, which the disciples must reflect, meditate, and realize. The relationship between guru and disciple is very special. When a guru takes on a disciple or shishya, it is his or her duty to empower the disciple to learn and grow. In the ultimate reality, each person we meet is our guru because we learn from every interaction. The shishya who has a guru is very blessed, and a guru who sees disciples growing and blossoming is also very blessed. It is a mutual love that is very special and profound. Now let us listen to this story. Surdas was an eager student who wanted to learn about spirituality. He met a guru who accepted him as his disciple. The guru found that Surdas was hampered by his quality of getting angry easily, which prevented him from learning. Thus, the guru decided to make Surdas set his anger. The guru said, "Dear Surdas, chant the God's name during all your activities for 1 month, then take a bath and come back to me." Surdas followed the guru's instructions, and the day after the month was over, he went to meet his guru. On his way to guru's ashram, a sweeper on the street carelessly put dirt on his clothes. Surdas got angry and scolded the sweeper. "What are you doing, fool? Now I have to go back, wash and dry these clothes and bath again." The guru had observed the scene, and when Surdas reached the ashram, he told him, "Dear Surdas, you are not yet ready for further spiritual practice. Chant the God's name during all your activities for another month. Take a bath at the end of it and come to see me. After a month, he eagerly went to his Guruji's ashram, and the same thing was repeated. Again his Guru asked Surdas to chant God's name for one more month. 1 month passed, and this time the same incident happened, and Surdas went to meet his Guru. However, this time Surdas addressed the sweeper softly, saying, "Thank you. You are my master. You have helped me to overcome my anger." The sweeper felt bad for his action. This time, as Surdas approached his Guru's hermitage, he could see his Guru standing in front of the hermitage welcoming him. Guru told Surdas that he is now ready to teach him. I mean to say that only a Guru knows what a student is lacking of and can give solutions. As a student, you must have faith in Guruji's words and follow them with devotion. Thank you. Hari Om.